let me offer you a very clear analogy that explains the difference between Agile and Scrum as a framework once and for all. We need to clarify this. Coming right up. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and join Agile Podcast if you prefer to consume the audio version to the one that I'm posting, to the video that I'm posting on YouTube. Particularly warm welcome to any of the new people on the channel. I am Dmitry. I am an enterprise transformation lean agile coach from Sydney, Australia. If you want yet another guy talking to you about elements of lean and agile, project management, different practices, coaching methods on a weekly basis, please make sure to click that subscribe button, whether it's on your podcast or whether it's on YouTube, and never miss an episode going forward. So today we will revisit the very bottom of Agile Fundamentals barrel and remind ourselves, hopefully once again solidifying it once and for all, what is Agile and what is Scrum specifically, because the amount of confusion still surrounding both of the terms in 2018 is hard to believe, quite honestly, considering that Agile as a mainstream movement has been around for over 17 years now. Yeah. So with different foundational concepts stretching over back in time even further than 17 years. So it definitely is not something really new, but a lot of companies and individuals are still struggling with the concepts. So when explaining professional things to people as part of my Agile coaching work, I like to use analogies. So brace yourselves, I suppose, to this slightly stretched but quite a vivid one, yeah, that I specifically prepared for this very small, very short, punchy episode. Agile can be seen as a set of road rules, infrastructure, and the road itself that connects multiple locations with one another. This includes road signs, traffic lights, painted lanes, markings on the road. Scrum, however, is just one type of a vehicle that you can frequently see on those roads. For example, a regular car, a bus, a food delivery truck. They are all serving kind of similar purpose, delivering people and goods to different places, but they are relying on those road rules as a principle or as a very strong kind of guidance, if you like. But they all look differently and sometimes operate quite differently as well. So when you see or hear about bad implementations of, say, Scrum, breaking Agile road rules effectively, it's like someone, I don't know, changing lanes without indication or driving across the intersection on red light, effectively and potentially putting a lot of people in danger and valuable goods as well. So in our case, it would be a delivery of actual digital value to the customer. So bringing this closer to our reality of producing business value and delivering variety of digital projects, I would say, or I could, I suppose, expand this analogy based explanation by saying that there are two most well-known types of roads and accompanying sets of road rules with those roads that you would have heard of. It is the traditional way, traditional roads, also known as waterfall, and Agile, the one that we are actually specializing in and the one that we're talking about here on this channel. So Agile is the new way of working. Like I said, once again, for a lot of organizations, it's been around for ages. People who have been involved in this would find it even harder to believe that it's actually a new way of working or still marketed as such, but it is a new way of working compared to traditional one. So not very new, 17 years old. Scrum is the most popular Agile delivery method, a vehicle that works a certain way, looks a certain way, prescribes certain number of passengers being on that vehicle at a time, and relying on certain roles that help this vehicle move along. Okay, I don't want to go too far in this analogy, but you get my gist now. I very much hope, as this episode was supposed to be really not diving into specifics of either Agile, knowledge base, or Scrum framework as such. It was only intended to be very clearly explaining the difference between the two. I really hope that I delivered on my promise over here. So I hope you did enjoy this little presentation. I hope it helps you a little bit beyond all those different multiple spreadsheets, various variety of information, different slides, presentations, videos that people post with endless circular going arrows and all that kind of stuff. I still see a lot of people being really confused about what is Scrum, what is Agile. Both terms are used interchangeably still, regardless of the amount of information out there, regardless of the amount of influencers out there on YouTube, on different podcasting channels, at your workplace, I'm sure as well. But it is still the case. So I guess this is my little bit contribution into this community of practice, I suppose, of global community of practice of Agilists and aspiring Agilists that we're talking to, that will hopefully help you triangulate and position the two major concepts as two separate things. They're very much reliant on each other. Vehicle is driving on the roads. Roads would be useless without a vehicle delivering some sort of goods. And there are a multitude of vehicles. There is Scrum, there is Kanban, there are a variety of scaled versions of Scrum that we occasionally discuss on this podcast. And your requests of content are most welcome. So you should subscribe right now. And you should just really let me know what you think about this type of content delivery. Are you interested in this? What would you like to know in simple terms? Because that's what I do. I'd be more than happy to have you here on the channel as a guest, as a permanent member of this little community, and I'd be very much happy to have you here. So thank you very much for tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't already. Your questions, feedback are most welcome as always. And this has been Dimitri, and I will see you next week. Yes, next week. I intend to be posting a little, even if it's a short video explaining a very simple, punchy concept like this. It will be every week now, not fortnight. See you next time.